Hey guys, I hope you all had a fantastic holiday, hopefully a little more exciting than Bitcoin's price action. I know between Christmas and the amount of snow we've gotten here recently, I haven't been in the charts as much as I'd like, but I'm back, so let's just dive in and take a look. Now, the first thing I notice is that Bitcoin does look weak, however, there are at least a couple potential signs of life, and something I'm going to bring up here is this upward sloping green trend line here, this nice support line, as well as the second one here. So what I have here is, you guys know I love 3 exact touch points when I'm mapping out trend lines. So we have our first touch point here, our second perfect touch point there, and when I zoom right in, you can see that Bitcoin actually did wick below my support trend line. However, on the 4-hour charts here, the candle bodies did actually end up respecting that line as support still. We just got these wicks down below. So if anything, to me, it's looking like a little bit of a failed break. So I'm actually willing to add an additional trend line here, still going from the same starting point, but then just going to the bottom of the wicks of our current low there, just because I'm seeing this first trend line as a potential false break, like I said. So interesting to see the fact that we got these wicks and got bought back. Oh, sorry, getting tongue tied here. Got bought back up above this support trend line. That actually looks fairly good to me. So even though Bitcoin isn't looking super healthy, obviously we were having a hard time keeping these gains that we got in the market back here. Just gave all those profits back, and now we're trading down lower. But like I said, we do actually have this little bit of a trend line here, so we're going to have to see what happens there. Another thing that I want to point out here is the MDX oscillator 4 has been flashing some potential bullish pivot here. That's kind of going right in line with the Algo 3, also an MDX indicator here, flashing a whole bunch of reversal warnings here. That's what that orange W stands for. The oscillator 5 hasn't actually given us any bullish divergence or pivot point or oversold or anything like that yet. So there's no confluence down there. But I do like that the oscillator 4 and the Algo 3 do have a bit of confluence there, agreeing with each other. And that's going right in line with this support trend line that I have mapped out. So I don't want to say that all hope is lost for the bulls. Yes, we are looking a little bit weak, but really, support always looks weak. So until we actually drop this support and flip it into resistance, the bulls are still hanging on currently. If we end up dropping this support and actually flipping it into resistance, I think we might end up dropping back down towards almost these lows back here. I mean, that's going back towards around 15.5 thousand. Maybe we don't drop quite that low. Let's say there is potential that we would set some kind of a higher low. So I'd be looking at some Fibonacci's, just taking this swing into consideration. You guys know that I love pointing out the 786 and 886 Fibonacci levels. So those would be some interesting targets that would be on my radar if we were to lose this support. I think it would make a lot of sense that we drop towards 16,000, down towards 15.8 thousand, and then all the way down towards 15.5 if those support levels don't hold. So we're going to have to see what happens, because guys, if we do end up sweeping these lows back here at about 15.5, I mean, the floodgates could really open. I don't know if there's anything spectacular in the news that could really push the market one way or the other right now, but those are some levels that I am definitely interested in watching. If we get back down towards these levels and just get some sort of a failed break, once again, just wick below some kind of a fake out, a little bit of a bear trap, and start finding support and staircasing higher, I think Bitcoin could be in a good place from there, but we're just not quite there yet. Just getting into some real degenerate time frames here, looking at more of scalping, day trading type of situation here. You can see that ever since we set this low back here, again guys, this is just the 5-minute, but when we set our low back here, we had this high that we had to break. The market did give us this higher high here, and then after this we actually got another higher high up here. So our lowest point between this high and this high would be down here. So it's nice to see that this support level, this would be acting now as our higher low here. It's nice to see that the market did actually react to that level. Yes, we wicked down below very briefly, but it's good to see that the bulls are interested in kind of holding this upward trajectory right now. You can see that the market is just kind of setting higher lows. So, I mean, yes, the bulls do have a lot of work to do here. But again, just really pointing out that not all hope is lost here. Like I said, this trend line is actually on the 4 hour, so that does carry a little bit of weight until we end up dropping that and flipping it into resistance. So far, it is still holding as support, so to see the structure just kind of trending upwards from there is nice to see. I know I've pointed this out before, I've said it time and time again, and I will continue to say it, is that Bitcoin on a larger time frame does not look great, you guys. I've pointed out this descending triangle here, which we ended up breaking to the downside and actually flipping that into resistance more than once at this point. We actually did respect it here very briefly for one day. And then when we came back up and tried to retest the bottom of this triangle, we flipped it into resistance once again. And on top of that, the MDX Algo 3 indicator is giving us that bearish reversal warning. Once again with that orange W there giving us the warning. If I really zoom in here, and this is actually the daily chart, you guys. If I zoom right in here, you can see that the indicator did also point out this potential top. So since then, it's figuring that we might start trending downwards from there. We also have this red downward sloping trend line here. That would actually be the 21-day moving average currently on the indicator. So that would also be giving the trend a little bit of resistance right now. So no matter what happens to Bitcoin on the shorter time frames here, you guys, even if we do get a nice pump to the upside or anything like that, I just really want to bring it to your attention that Bitcoin has a ton of resistance up ahead. So just be vigilant, be very cautious moving ahead, because I think the floor could absolutely just drop out from Bitcoin and it could take a significant dump to the downside. But that being said, I have shown you a few reasons why I am a little bit bullish right now, cautiously bullish, but I like to be aware of all scenarios. So right now, I'm really not leaning one way all too aggressively compared to the other. I'm open to all scenarios right now, because right now it is honestly a bit of a coin flip right now. I think with the long-term trend, things look quite bearish. But I think the mid and short term looks a little undecided. So, I mean, we're going to have to see what plays out here. I'm more so a trader on shorter time frames anyways. I just look at the larger time frames here just to have a general idea of what the macro structure is looking like and that kind of thing. But yeah, like I said, there's a whole bunch of reasons to be cautious right now. I would be hesitant to short right now, even though things do look weak, just because, like I said, we do have this potential support below us. So anyways, guys, that's really all I wanted to bring to your attention. Not a heck of a lot going on in the markets these days. It has been boring as hell, to say the least. But yeah, it's just been a while and everyone's been busy recently, so took a little break from YouTube here, but I'm back now. I want to make more of an effort of being more consistent in the new year here with bringing more content more regularly to you guys, and really expanding there as well. So yeah, other than that, guys, just make sure you hit that like button if you do appreciate the videos that I bring you guys. Appreciate seeing my take on the markets, whether I help you see things clearly or avoid making silly mistakes, whatever. Drop a comment down below if you do appreciate this content. And with that, stay safe, my friends. I'm out. Peace.